Good morning, everyone. My name is Doug Brinks. I am the current president of this organization. If you are here for a pen turning class, it's not in this room. It's over in the room out there. Ken was worried earlier that some of his people might be here. So otherwise, if you're here for our wood turning guild, then you're in the right spot. I want to welcome everybody who's here visiting today. Let's see, we are online. Are we recording? We're good on all that. I guess at this point I want to welcome any members that it might be new or people who are non-members who are here visiting. Do we have anybody here that wants to say, hey, I'm visiting? Who's got that microphone? There's a man right over here. We're going to get you a microphone here. Oh, people online got to be able to hear what you're saying. I get all kinds of nasty complaints when we don't do that. Tell us your name and how long you've been turning.
My name's Tom Nyans. I'm from Spring Lake. I've been turning for 1 month.
Okay. All right. Welcome to our meeting. Anybody else? I know I talked to a couple people. There's Paul, right?
Thank you. Thank you for welcoming me.
I think he needs to turn it up. No, you need to turn him up over there. Keep talking. I'll get it.
Testing,
You get the camera. I'll get the mic.
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Well, it should be Mike D,
Testing,
right?
testing.
There it is.
testing. There we go.
Okay.
Thank you. Paul Jablonski is my name. I'm a brand new member. My wife and I just moved to Muskegon, North Muskegon, this past year, finally, and been turning for a few years. My interest is in segmented turning, and we are so glad to finally be here in Michigan.
The batteries are dead. Yeah, I think the batteries are dead in it. Anybody else new? I think the batteries in our mic are going dead, so.
Hi, I'm Chris Thompson.
I think the batteries died. Just talk loud.
I'm Chris Thompson. I'm a member of Michiana Woodturners. Been turning probably 6 years.
Okay. I think the last time I met you, you were the president of that organization. Are you still president? All right. I'm glad to have you here with us. Anybody else new here? One more person over here next to Larry.
Tom Putnam, Larry's brother. Been turning off and on for a while.
Okay. All right. All right. We're glad to have you. We have a lot of benefits that are eligible for our members. We have a sharpening station set up over here. If you have tools you need to be sharpening, the cord's right in front of their lens there. If you're wondering why that looks funny, but we have a sharpening station that is here available for our members. If you don't have one, you can bring your tools down on the Wolverine set up there. You're welcome to use that. If you're not sure how that system works, we can find you someone to help you sharpen your tools. So, and we plus have a library back there. You're welcome to check out books. We also have our supply table. Well, we don't have supplies anymore, but we still have a raffle table, which we got some nice items on there. And who is selling the tickets today? There's Tom is selling the tickets there. Also, we have mentorship. So if you are working on something, you need help with something, it's not just because you're new, but just because sometimes people just need a second opinion on something. You're welcome to hook up with one of our mentors. We're kind of scattered around town. There's 7 or 8 of us, and but if you want to meet with one of us in our shop, we're really happy to have someone come out. So that's another benefit of being a member. Our membership right now is prorated until September, Gary. Did you sell one this morning? I forgot about that until just now. Yeah, we start the proration next month. I remember now, yeah. Okay. Next month it's $25 through September. So anyways, yeah, Gary's our membership person. If you are interested in joining up, see Gary back there. So that's the benefits of being a member of our organization. today our demonstration, I'll be doing a demonstration on processing wood and the characteristics of woods and stuff like that. So that's what we have coming up. Next month, we have Rebecca DeGroot coming up from Texas. She's going to be here for 2 days doing some hands-on sessions with members. We have a description of the sessions, the hands-on she's going to do, and a sign-up sheet over here with prices of what it costs to do that. There'll be 2 hands-on Friday. She'll be doing our demonstration on Saturday, which is open to everybody, and then Saturday afternoon we will have another hands-on with her. So all the information for those are over there by Gary on that table. You can see what they are. There's a sign-up sheet. You can pay for it with cash or check, or we have QR codes, and you can go on to our Square site and buy your way into buy a seat in these sessions. So anyways, it's over there. If you have questions about it, somebody can probably help you with that over there.
Where's it gonna be?
Here. It's going to be here on in this room. Yeah, we'll be right back here along the wall, I think. So, pardon me? Two of them run $50. They're like the beginners, and then one of them is an advanced, and that's $150, and that includes a cast resin starting point. She resins up a burl, and then she turns it. That's the aquifer. So, somebody else have a question? That's an email that we're going to send out. Yeah, so that's just the description there. We're going to send that email out after our meeting today, and then everybody can just click on it and drill into it and purchase. Otherwise, there's QR codes if you want to do it today right here. You can out and follow that way. Yeah.
Likely to be legs involved?
I don't think the classes were with her legs. Not her legs in. She does a lot of vessels with like spider legs on them. I don't think those were part of the class. Dave Bungie, you're online. Do you remember? I don't have the description in front of me. But
At the Saturday afternoon mushroom
turn up the
class,
Zoom room there a little bit.
The Saturday afternoon mushroom class will have options, how advanced the printers are. And one of those I think may have legs, but I'm not
Okay.
positive.
The mushroom class, I think maybe walking mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is gonna be an option depending on the class and the size.
Turn it up. What was that, Ron?
I believe in the mushroom class that she's gonna give people the option of a mushroom with legs or without legs. And
Okay.
much of it depend on the ability of the turner.
Yeah, because I think it's listed as a beginner class, but if you're an advanced person, you would probably have time to work on some legs. Tom? Yes. No legs. Beard, but no legs. Sessions, yes, they're sessions.
You should go online and look at her stuff and look at links.
Okay, any other questions about Rebecca's legs? I know. All right, so let's see. Moving on down the list, I wanted to mention on Facebook. A lot of us this week saw that the Woodcraft store in Toledo is closing. The owners are retiring. They didn't find anybody to purchase it, and there's talk of some other Woodcraft stores struggling a little bit because of online sales. If you go to this store's website, which there is one, it's hosted by Woodcraft. If you go to that website and buy something on that website through this store's thing, this store gets no credit. They only get credit for things bought in the store. So I personally have been trying to buy as much stuff here physically. You know, the last couple of big purchases I made, I came down here and bought them. And I'd asked them, if I buy that online, I think it was around Thanksgiving, they had big sales. And they said, no, we don't get any credit for anything you buy online, even if you clicked onto our store as your store. So please support this store. we need them. We like it here. So I just encourage everybody to if you're gonna buy something, go into the store and physically buy it. So to just help us out, keep this store going strong. I think we're ready for show and tell, unless there's something else that I have missed. Okay, so what show and tell, if you want to grab your pieces and walk around the side, come up here, state your name, and then tell us about your piece.
Folks online, if you have something to share, click the reactions button and raise your hand, and that'll alert us that we want to let you show your stuff later.
All right, is this mic working? Is this mic working? It works, but you got to get right on it. Hi, my name's Doug Brinks. I've been a woodturner for 10 years. Yeah, I have a problem with a lot of my turnings. I end up with big holes in them. Haven't figured that out yet. This is a walnut burl that I just turned this past week. One of my favorite things to do is negative space hollow form. This piece here, let me put that over there where they can see that online, because I want Dave Bungie to see that. It's a piece of hackberry that I got from Dave a year ago. And I've never turned hackberry, and it is beautiful, the wood. So
It's nice, very nice.
So if you have any more of that, Dave, I might swing by next time I'm up in your area.
I do, and it's a 1 year older and even more beautiful, so stop in, man.
It's lacquer. Both of my pieces have lacquer on them, so it's my go-to finish. So yeah, that's my stuff. I don't know. Does all hackberry look like this? Somebody else looked at this and said, "Oh, that's hackberry." So I'm assuming it all looks like this. It does. Yeah. Consensus is it all looks like this. So if you got some hackberry, turn it quickly, because they also call it crackberry. That was what Dave said as I was loading it up in my car. He's like, "By the way, we also call that crackberry." And it cracked, but I had a huge log from him, so I still got enough to make a couple of hollow forms out of it, so which is what I was after. So.
Good morning. My name's Charlie Fuentes. I had a small piece of board that had a lot of spalting in it, and I couldn't throw it away, so I just made this little item. I made this once before, and this lady says, "What can you use that worthless piece of thing for?" And I said, she had a diamond ring. I said, "When you go to the bathroom and you want to wash your hands, put that diamond ring in there." She says, "I'll take it." And this is the same thing, a little bit larger. This is honey locust. That's it.
Hello, everybody. I'm Frank Abissi. This piece right here is one that I made. I found a piece of cedar that was kind of unique. Well, when I turned it, it looked ugly. So what I did is I turned it some more. And I kind of took where the wood went where the wood took me. And so I thought it looked pretty neat. Put some olives in the middle and have a nice dinner. Thanks.
I'm Daryl DeRuyter with another piece of firewood. Saved it from the wood pile, put it on the lathe, turned it, the outside form and hollowed the inside. The bottom I did with a hand router and a long bit, and then proceeded to chip away with it until it was this. The nasty piece of wood to carve, something fuzzy about it, I'm not sure. Usually white oak goes much easier than this. This one I'm still fighting a little bit in some areas. It's got some stringiness to it that I can't explain. Do you think it was low in the tree? I'm pretty sure it was. I think it was off. Yeah, it was probably the bottom or the next to the bottom piece of firewood that I took out of that log, and I've gotten some nice stuff out of pieces like that, but this one, it had a kind of a raggedy feel when I carved it. How wet was it when you started? About as wet as a February cut tree would. Yeah, maybe I cut it even later in the spring than that. So. It still is, yeah. Last week it was reading between 15 and 20%, depending on where you stabbed a meter into it and crossed your eyes to read it. Convince yourself you should be working. It may look different tomorrow. Yeah. Yes, sir. It's white oak. It did. There's some epoxy in it and some slivers of wood here and there. The rest of it, so far, it seems quite stable. It was fairly close yet to the time of year when the wood was going to be at its driest. And, I don't know, I think it's been laying around. I probably turned it a month ago, and it's been laying around semi-protected in paper bags or plastic, and then I put the lacquer on yesterday. So.
Hi, I'm Gary Humphreys. I've been retired a couple years and was brought to the group by Jeff Grill. And so far, I have not met one bad person in this group. Everyone is nice. And, and Jeff has been my mentor. I've just been this is my second year. And one of the first times we got together, as you know, he's an architect. He said, don't just put a chunk of wood in the lathe and start turning. You have to, and he's the type that has it drawn out ahead of time, but you have to have the vision of what you're going to turn that chunk of wood into. So I've been showing my things at show and tell, and you get other ideas. At first I was just saying, I love this wood, these grains, these colors, the fragrances, the wood, but the theme of this past month has been shape. That I've got 3 pear woods and 1 black walnut, but these all have to do with pre-planned shape, and as I've talked about before, rather than just getting an incidental edge, whatever comes out, planning it and making it an intentional edge. So this is pear wood and just a classic bowl shape. This is the other intentional rim, planning ahead of time to have the wood to just take it up a step. And then this one is a new shape that I tried, a bit of an undercut lip, and so all pear wood, but they all look distinctly different. And then finally I had a black walnut and just, again, taking a different silhouette shape, playing with it. So I really like this group. Nice people, nice opportunities, fun sharing, and so thank you for the opportunity to show how I'm learning, and I again thank Jeff for just that process, as Doug and others have said, well, come out to the shop. Come out to the shop and just see some of the neat things that he's done. And just for Paul, who is joining us for the first time and has the pretty urn, little Paduk urn over there. Boy, that's a good idea. That's going to be on my to-do list. So thank you.
Hi, morning. I'm Jim Jakosh. Been here before. I haven't been in the guild here for about 3-4 years. Came here to meet Jeff this morning, and he forgot his part, so we're gonna do it again. Anyway, this is an experiment I started. I saw this on somewheres on the tube about a guy embedding pine cones into epoxy. So this top piece was just a goofing around piece down there. And, oh, okay. I made a lazy Susan out of it. But this first time I used this blue pearl additive for the epoxy. So what I did is I started out, anytime I use epoxy, I paint the bottom white for reflectivity. And then I glued these pine cones into it. I soaked them first so that when I did pour the epoxy, the bulk of the epoxy, I wouldn't get tons of air bubbles, okay? So I still did get some afterwards, because I had a spigot mounted on the back of this. After I put it in there, I took a cut, I chiseled off or sawed off the pine cones and then took a face cut. If I was to do this again, I would take a face cut on here and put this surface 1/8 of an inch lower than this. Because as you can see, I don't know if you can see it, there you can see the ripple of the pattern of the pine cones, and I wanted it smooth, and that's the way she came out. So then I brought it home and I thought, well, I got to do something else with it. So I put a bearing underneath it, and then I have a internal spigot on the bottom to turn it with. But this is all mesquite, and top is mesquite. I get that down in Arizona. It's very stable wood. Once it's dry, mesquite does not move at all.
Did you put that in a pressure pot?
What's that? No, I don't have one. No, I just poured it. The thing is, you got to stay at it for about an hour with a torch, and make sure I had one bubble that came out after 2 hours. You know, I'd watch it and then I'd go away and watch it, and there'd be a lot of bubbles. But anyway, what? What did you soak the pine cones in? Yeah, I dip them in epoxy first. What you do is you cut the bottom off so that the center is about right at the top of this, because otherwise they'd stick too high, and then when you cut them off, the center would be gone. So you cut off some, you put them in the bottom, and then you face the top off. But these are pine cones from Arizona up in the mountains, but I'm going to get some from our trees at home. They have a lot more fingers on them. And the next thing I'm going to do is a 4-leaf clover, and I've got the green pearl epoxy for that. It's for St. Patrick's Day next year down there. So.
Good morning. Paul Jablonski is my name, and I'm from newly from North Muskegon. I'm looking to meet other woodworkers and woodturners who might live in my area, because I don't know any yet. I came from the suburbs of Chicago, where I was a member of the Windy City Woodturners, and I'm also a member of the American Association of Woodturners and their segmented turning forum that's completely online. My passion is segmented turning. This is a piece that I did that's made out of maple and red heart, walnut, all kinds of wood. There's about 350 pieces of wood in this. And this particular one has yellow heart, padauk, tulip wood, and it has over 250 pieces of wood. I was at a presentation one time where Jimmy Clues, where I asked Jimmy if he ever did any segmented turning. And he told me that maybe if he was in prison and had nothing else to do with his... So I'm just the opposite of him. You know, the more technical the turning, the more I enjoy it. And I also have the ability to do male and female threading in wood, and so my goal in retirement here is to be able to do to add finials to pieces like this, because I've had friends who have had their pets pass away, and as you know, pets for many people are just like excuse me, like family. And that would turn something like this into a cremation urn. And so either for humans or for pets, depending on the size and the shape. So anyway, that's what I do. And I'm really glad that we're finally here, because COVID stopped the ability for my wife and I to finish getting our house ready in Naperville, Illinois to sell. And so we had already bought our house here. And so I had 5 years of double house payments, double taxes, double utility bills. And so now, we took the profits out of that house, put them into this house. So now I have no house payments. And I'm so glad to be here. So thank you very much.
Carl Hansen from the great city of Grand Haven. And last week I was at Mark Adams School of Woodworking, which is outside of Indianapolis, and there's 2024 catalogs, which I obviously took from them to give away here. And you might recall just a handful of months ago, Nick Agar was here. Okay, this is my completed Nick Agar Viking Sunset Bowl. And he also does discs. And so this is my Etruscan, this is supposedly the top because that's where the handle is, the hanging handle. This is my Etruscan disc. And I actually was talking with an archaeologist a few days ago, and she said, that's got nothing to do with Etruscan, 3,000-year-old Greek. Well, I'm the artist, so it's Etruscan bronze. It's Etruscan bronze. And both of these, remembering Jimmy Clues's class, Nick Agar's class here a few months ago, he's all about embellishing, ebonizing. This ash frame is ebonized, texturing, everything like that with precision and airbrushing, hence his Viking Sunset. And also, I have a bunch of these books, 2019, a self-published, accomplished wood turner. First come, first serve, you can have them. Because Mark Adams School said, can you give these away or sell them? I would humbly ask if you want to give $5 to the chapter for these, or 100, your choice. Let me know, I've got them, and I don't want to take them home and bring them back next month.
That's one in the library too.
Leave one in the,
In our library.
oh, there is already?
No.
Oh, I'll put this one there. I still have some left. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Don Cosbar, and I live here in Grand Rapids. I've basically been turning since November, but I did find a piece that I turned back in high school about 44 years ago. My wife had them out there, a couple of candlestick holders. But last night, I hadn't turned anything in a while, been busy, and I grabbed a piece of wood off my pile of wood, and I had them sealed on the end, so I was thinking that was a pear of cherry. I got cutting it, and I go, this isn't cherry. I got turning it some more, and I come in the house and asked the wife, I said, no, I don't think that what he gave me was cherry. She goes, no, I think it's locust. If you look at locust, it's transparent, or with a black light, it turns green. So that was just a quick little turn last night. What's it? It's black locust. Yep. Thank you.
Morning, everybody. Larry Putnam. I appreciate Gary's comments about starting with a project in mind ahead of time. What I started with a project in mind was I bought some hard wax oil here last month. And I said, I'm going to try something. So rather than a whole bowl, I made a box. Wife's birthday's coming up. I thought, well, I'll just make a little two-piece box. She says, you got enough bowls around. Make a box. I said, okay. She hasn't seen this yet. So I found some mystery wood. I'm not sure what kind of wood it is. And I did my first finish with hard wax oil. It's nice. I bought not the Osmo, the General here, hard wax oil. Buffed it. I haven't buffed the inside yet. I don't have the right buffing wall right now, but I need to put it down there. that's what it's turned out at, so. There you go.
Hi, guys. Good to be here. See if I can get through this. I'm not good in front of crowds. Can we plug this in? I've been thinking for years about how light goes through wood and what you could do with that. So this is what I come up with. I'm a guy with too many hobbies. I'm Larry's brother. I'm from Fruitport. Yeah, me too. So, yeah, little brother. So this is what I come up with. This piece of maple firewood. Actually, this was a live tree, but I cut it down for firewood, and to make this. I learned a lot doing this. Still kind of developing the process a little bit. It's real tricky. First thing I learned was when you start turning this, you've got to get the middle out. Don't turn it part way, go to bed, and come back and expect that that piece of wood's going to be the same. It's green, so when it dries, the outside tries to shrink, and then it just pops like a piece of popcorn. So pretty much you have to almost get it down to this state in one day. It's tricky. I've got photos that you guys can look at. I'll set them by the lamp over here, but that's it.
How thick is the shade?
Pardon?
How thick?
You know, it's hard to tell. About a 1/16 of an inch. I'm trying to go thinner and thinner, but I'm trying to keep my face looking like this too. So, yeah. A few. When I first started out, it was a very simple shade, and then I just kept getting a little more complex. This is my favorite one. I like the shape. I like the live edge. At first, I wasn't doing a live edge. I actually have the other lamp has a live edge base. That's a big, fat-looking thing, but when I start turning a piece, this one was a kind of a mystery too. I started turning this. I wanted to see if I could make a perfectly round ball, but this piece of wood was too beautiful to keep cutting on, so I stopped. And it's an unusual lamp. It's just got a poly finish on it. I'm still kind of playing with all this, and I'm hoping to go beeswax, but we'll see. That's it.
Hi, I'm Chris Thompson from Michiana Woodturners. I seen a similar piece with just like a knob on top on the the Detroit area Woodturners, and then I seen from other pictures that Jay, the president, had posted that they had done finials. So I thought I'd try one of those and put one of those on there. So that's how this one came about. And a little tight getting on and off. But that's butternut and then walnut, or yeah, maple. Butternut and maple. That's that piece. And then this one had a big chunk come out of it, and I glued it back in. And then I thought about doing some texturing to later to cover that crack up, possibly. We'll see if I do it or not. Then this guy, I made one of these. It was my second bowl I ever made, the original one, and it fits really nicely inside of it. It's not even half this size, but so I always said I wanted to do another one, but I never wanted to do the interlocking part again, cause it's a pain in the butt to do. A lot of time on the table saw, but, yeah, I shared it on, Facebook, and then somebody said, "Oh, the Buckeyes look off." Well, don't they always look off? Anyway, but it's just maple and walnut, and then I was gonna sand it down and put another coat of it. That's lacquer and this is lacquer, and I was gonna sand it down, but I figured as much as I'm carrying it around, I'd better save that and put the last coat on later.
I'm Ray Laniga. Have to tell you, my wife rearranged the furniture in the living room. And she said, "Honey, make me a table." So here it is. That's my first try. It's pretty versatile because you can do this. It's okay. But I figured it needed a little bit more support. Just has one leg. So there, this one has two legs. So she liked that one better, yeah. Mostly because it's the right height. So that was kind of fun. Pardon? Does she put her cell phone on there? She puts her coffee cup on here. But for the idea of the legs, I have to say thanks to Rebecca DeGroat, because she's the one that is the master of these kind of things. So it was kind of fun. Yeah.
We're going to go online here. If you are in the room here with show and tells, please put them back on the table. Our photographer was still trying to get some pictures and wants to upload them to our Facebook page, if that's okay. So let's go online. Dave, you got the floor.
Okay, Ron, if you unmute and go ahead and show yours.
All right, buddy. I'm gonna do a screen share. I think. Let me bring up this bird. Dave, can you see that bird? Or are you still seeing me?
I'm seeing you, Ron.
All right.
There we go.
Okay. This is a little hummingbird. It's about 7 inches. It's mounted on some pine. Those are pine nodules. They're kind of like small burrows, and they're all over the woods. So I can go back and pick these up at any time. The piece is turned, cut apart, carved, wood burned, and there's no paint on this particular bird. This is chameleon powder, and it's the first time I've used it. The head is chameleon flake, and the rest is chameleon powder. The bird rests on that nodule via 2 magnets. So when I ship that Tuesday, I can take it apart and know that everything's going to be safe. I've had the good fortune this week. I don't know what happened. I've sold 4 birds, and a 5th one I quoted this morning. If I can, I want to show you. I don't think I brought that to the club or shown it. That is a guardian penguin. The beak is antler, and that's the one I quoted this morning. You see the books here? Some of you will remember I brought those books to the club a couple months back, and in my class in Columbus, I took all my books. And from that book, on the one that rests on the pylon, I sold it. And I told the customer I can't pick it up till today, and I will have to take it to him in Columbus, Ohio. He did pay $1,250 for the Penguin. So I've had one hell of a week. I'd like to get back to turning, but I'm having a difficult time getting back, guys.
And Ron, the one you just showed, is that the one that won the AAW turning of the week?
Yes, it is. One
Yeah.
turning of the week this week. I also won the cover of Wow this morning with the Hummingbird. So yeah, it's been a bang up week, guys. Having fun too.
All right, Ruby, why don't you go ahead with yours?
Okay. A couple weekends ago, I drove up to Niagara Falls and I met up with Mike Davies from New Zealand. He flew in from there. And we filmed the two of us doing a collaboration. I don't have the piece because he ended up taking it back to New Zealand. But this is what we created together, was this vase. I did the turning and then he did the carving on it after we discussed how we wanted to carve it. And it was actually a lot of fun working with someone else and laying it out. So in November, when he comes back over to Canada, I'm hoping I'm going to see the piece in its finished form. And then I walked into the wood mill yesterday to take in a piece I had turned, a job for them. And one of the guys said, "Oh, I've got a chunk of oak over there cut off from that board that maybe you can do something with." So I brought it home yesterday and I made this bowl out of it. So, I mean, this was a very dry old piece of just a cut off from the board, literally. And then out of some scraps, I got invaded again. It's hard to tell where to hold them. So this is 3 pieces. The shell comes off. And the eyes are turned on 2 axes, and the body itself is turned on 3 axes in order to get the shape.
Cute, really cute.
So little kids of all ages tend to like these. And that's enough for me.
All right, anyone else online?
Looks like Ron Campbell has his hand up again.
Yeah, if I can, I've got one other piece that come out this week I'd really like to show the group. Let me do the screen share here. This is, and Ruby brought up the collaboration piece. This is one of the few collaboration pieces that I have sent out and somebody's assembled and finished. I had the good fortune of Christian Bouchard and Steve Lohr, and the sphere is mine. Steve put this together and finished it. It's been about 4 or 5 months. Wow, I'm thrilled to have my name associated with a couple of turners like that. So yeah, that's my first real complete collaboration. And that's Ukraine, and the devastation of Ukraine. This has weighed heavily on Steve's mind. He's done some other Ukrainian war pieces, and I'll be anxious to see where he takes this. Thanks.